Oh. So I got out of work early. I came home, started working on the zine. I think I'm done. I'm sure there's like some typos that I missed, but I just don't want anything glaring that after I pen it and I look at it, I was like, Jesus Christ, how did I miss that? That always happens. And I had some extra space that I had to fill up like last minute. So when you see it, you'll probably be able to tell where like, cause I was like, just don't think about it, just fill it up. Just space, it's empty space. That's what you do when you make something. You're just filling up empty space. So hopefully I'll get the zine, the 12th issue printed tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna review Curse of Tartu from 1966. So I bought this box set. He came from the swamp. The William Greffy collection. I had this for a while, but I don't think I actually reviewed anything from it. So I'm watching the movies I've been watching lately. The Something Weird movies. They had put out. Oh, let me get it out. They had put out a Sting of Death, Curse of Tartu DVD a while ago. And I've always wanted to see Sting of Death because of the trailer on the Something Weird sampler. I mean, it looked so bad. And then this came out, and I got it. So I watched. I've had this for a while, so I've watched A Curse of Tartu before. Actually, I remember a couple of Halloweens ago, they showed it on like, I think Turner Classic Movies. Like really early in the day, I got home, and it had just started, and like, it was weird because, you know, they don't show movies. It's not like it used to be where you turn the TV on and something comes out that you never heard of before. Everything's on demand. Everything's known now. But this was kind of like that. I was like, I've never heard of this before. And I watched it, and I was just shocked that they showed something totally different. So it was on this collection. I've seen it a few times. So I wrote some notes down. It starts off really cool. Like this guy enters Tartu's tomb, and he gets killed. And he has this dumb look on his face when he gets killed. But he has these like some scrolls, and some parchments, and he drops them. And then Tartu starts flipping them over, and that's the credits for the movie. So that was cool. That was a cool idea. Oh yeah, and now that I've seen this during the day like twice now, but it just has that like Friday night, Saturday night, like midnight movie feel to it. It feels like a H.G. Lewis movie too. I mean, it was filmed in Florida, for heaven's sakes. So yeah, just under the right conditions, you know, this could be really good. And also, I don't know if you've ever seen Scalps from 1983. It has this is from 1966. So Scalps is like 17 years later. There's so many similarities, like the Indian burial ground that can't be disturbed, and if you do, you get killed. They hear Indian chants and drums, and it sounds like it's coming from the ground, and they say that it's the same exact thing in Scalps. So I think this influenced Scalps. So these people are going on an archaeological dig, kind of, in the Everglades, and this local Seminole Indian, Billy, he tells the first guy, he drops him off. He's like an advanced search party, just one guy. He tells him, don't disturb, you know, well, he doesn't tell him, he tells him, I can't go any further. You know, Tartu will kill anyone that disturbs his burial ground. And the old white dude laughs off. He doesn't say he's dumb Indian, but he's like, you're an educated man, Billy. How could you believe in such nonsense? And, you know, he tells him that him and his grandfather had taken in two hunters, and they got killed by a tiger. Tartu can turn into creatures, and I said, did he mean like a mountain lion, like a swamp lion? Or he said tiger, so. And then, yeah, that's the dude that gets killed in the very beginning. And then there's another Professor Tyson, and he's kind of a jerk because they got to take those those boats with the big fans on the back. They got to take those, and they get to a point where they just can't go any further. And he tells his students, he's like, "Get out and push." I was like, "You get out and push." So they go to the site, and then it kind of lulls. There's like 4 kids. They roast marshmallows and dance, and then they go swimming, and they get attacked. 2 get attacked by a shark. That was kind of cool. You see the fin. I know sharks they can go anywhere pretty much, right? So why can't they go into the? They say like sharks can't live in fresh water, and I know that, but I know there's some sharks that can. Anyway, those 2 get killed, and then like I like that they were just. It's got to be they really told us that not to disturb Tartu's tomb, so it's got to be Tartu. So one of the kids, Johnny, he's like, "I'll go back." I guess they couldn't reach the boats, or something's wrong with the boats. So he's like, "I can make it, and I'll go get help." It's 25 miles, and I was like, Jesus, that's pretty far. But he's a young, athletic dude. He's like, "I can make it." And then he goes, and you see like a full 5 minutes of him sloshing through the Florida Everglades weeds with a machete. You hear the drums. I mean, it's not totally boring. I mean, it is boring, but it has the Indian drums and the chanting and just the way it looks. And I was just wondering, man, what would it be like to be out there? Like you're trying to get back to civilization and through a swamp, and it's getting dark. So, but still, I mean, 5 minutes of him tromping through the wilderness, it's not exactly riveting. But then he gets killed in a snake attack. That was pretty good. So, and then his girlfriend back at the camp, Cindy, played by Mayra Gomez Camp. She's pretty cute. She's the cutest girl out of this movie. And she knows that Johnny's dead. And then we gotta take it. We gotta take the fight to Tartu. We gotta stop him. I like that. Like we'll find his tomb and we'll kill him. So they do that. Like there's Professor Tyson, his wife, and Cindy. They find Tartu's grave where he's in a cave, and they move the rock. And then Cindy gets so scared she runs out, and the rock just shuts behind her. She runs, and then a cool alligator starts chasing her, and man, I'm not good enough. I could hear the Joel and the bots riffing over that alligator chasing her, and then it chomps on her, and then this actually wasn't that good. But now that I see that it's from 1966, this is before Blood Feast, and there's some blood and a little gore. I mean, I bet for 1960, but that's how many? That's like 60 years ago, right? No, what is it? 40? Yeah, it's like 60 years ago. And so Tartu comes out of he looks cool. Tartu looks really cool, but then he morphs into just a regular guy, and he just fights Professor Tyson. They're just like getting a shoving match, and Tartu dies. Like, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but it wasn't even that great. It was okay what happens, and it just ends. So I had seen this before and I liked it, but watching it this time, it was kind of tedious. I really can't recommend it unless you can borrow it from someone, or if it comes out again on TCM. I would watch it once just for like the sake of like the oddity of it. It does have a cool, just old 60s horror movie, but like a H.G. Lewis, like something weird movie. I'll watch it again. Maybe it'll get better. That does happen with movies sometimes. I'm not in the mood. Yeah, I was a little taxed, let's say, because I worked on trying to finish the zine for like 5 hours, just making sure everything's together. So I was a little wound tighter than usual. That might be it. But I'll give Curse of Tartu 3 out of 5 Manos Hands of Fate. But this collection is so good. It's so nice. I think I paid like $50 for this, but it's worth it. There's so many special features. It's got like interviews. It's got a book, a little book that I think I actually read. Oh yeah, it's got this poster. So with that in mind, it does have merit. I'm glad I have this, and I have that Bill Rebane set. Those are some boring movies. I reviewed those a while ago. But the Curse of Tartu also has Sting of Death on it. I'll watch that soon. I got some other movies lined up, and I gotta go to the library. Tomorrow, comics should come out, and I'll print the zine up. That's gonna take a while. So, yeah, is it Death Curse? What was I saying? Was I just saying Curse of Tartu? Death Curse of Tartu is the name of the movie. And I'll watch it again, but I don't know. Check out the trailer. Yeah, don't pay for it. Well, if you could find this for cheap, I would buy it. But Tartu on its own, not connected to this. You could watch it for free. I don't know, maybe it's on Tubi or something. But other than that, yeah, don't shell out the money just for Tartu. See if you can get this, and I recommend this. So I'll see you later.